Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Imperium as we get into the Adeptus Arbites, an overview of what an Adeptus Arbites life is like. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every 12 hours. And of course, if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Adeptus Arbites. Only through constant vigilance and the execution of brutal law can the Imperium survive, and the Adeptus Arbites carries out this function. While the armies of the Imperial Guard struggle to hold back the aggression of alien empires and protect worlds from without, the Adeptus Arbites roots out rebels and threats to the stability of the Imperium from within. Its agents, collectively known as arbitrators, operate as they best see fit, using their greater training and weaponry to tackle foes that might be beyond the scope of local agencies, or in many cases, to deal with the government, which has itself become corrupted. Remorseless and single-minded, they do not forgive or forget any crime, and pursue their quarry relentlessly until the Emperor's justice has been served. The laws of the Imperium are a complex web of tradition, obligation, and local customs. Thus, they can vary from world to world or sector to sector, with each planetary governor, local prefect, and headman pronouncing his own laws. Arbitrators care little for such trivialities, and enforce the serious crimes against the Imperium, while leaving such petty matters to local officials. Murder or theft, for example, are considered inconsequential unless they affect the Imperium directly, are perpetrated against Imperial officials, or somehow fundamentally threaten a world's security or safety. Arbitrators have little pity or compassion for the aggressions of Imperial citizens. Years of dealing with the scum of the galaxy has made them cynical and bitter. Others have become zealots, seeing the Emperor's hand in the letter of the law, and believing anyone who would break it deserves only death. A few might maintain idealistic notions for bringing order to the Imperium, but the realities of endless, sometimes horrific crimes constantly erode such notions. The arrival of the Arbitrator Patrol is seldom welcome, given the brutal way in which they operate during their investigations, arrests, and executions, even though it might mean an end to the vicious criminal enterprises. An arbitrator must deal with the ineffectual or corrupt local agencies. These are often the arbitrator's greatest foes, as he must clean up a local situation, taking over the unfit local law enforcement of a hive city, orbital station, or even entire planets, to purge it of crime and corruption in a series of bloody and unforgiving sweeps. On Imperial worlds, the Adeptus Arbites is the last, most absolute law, answering only to its commanders and the judges of systems and sectors, and not to local authorities. It is a thankless task for the anonymous, helmeted arbitrators, who usually receive only fear and hatred for his action. He and his cohorts are the final bulwark against heretical uprisings and other major threats. Precinct Fortress is often the last bastion of Imperial rule during revolutions or invasions, holding out to the very end while alerting outside agencies of the dire situation. Each member knows that should he fall, so follows the planet. To merely survive in such a hostile environment, arbitrators must show no hesitation, regret, or compassion for those they protect, and they must consider every citizen guilty until he is proven innocent. The Adeptus Arbites faces a monumental task in enforcing the law across Imperial worlds. Those that take the oaths, don the carapace armor, and wield the shockmaw are often obsessive and pitiless individuals, men and women who see the law as an extension of the Emperor's will upon his subjects, and its enforcement their sacred duty. Whether they are skilled in combat or possessed of a keen mind, arbitrators know they face an implacable and remorseless foe, one which they must counter with all talents at their command. To be part of this agency is to be apart from their original surroundings, for after training in the Scholicia Progenium, arbitrators are never assigned to a world of their birth. They are beyond local authorities, serving none but the higher Imperial law. Once a man puts on his distinctive dark armor, he stops being merely a man, and he is now a representative of the greater Imperium upon a world, there to ensure planetary compliance with Imperial law. Arbitrators are always engaged in investigation and enforcement, for crime never sleeps. The surrounding populace overwhelmingly outnumbers them, so it is essential to detect and crush crimes before it grows too strong. On many worlds, they bring massive firepower to bear at the slightest hint of resistance, often reacting to crimes before they occur. and preemptively arresting citizens who are at risk of becoming criminals. Skilled arbitrators are masters of urban conflict and crowd control, with an instinctive understanding of imperial societies, such as the packed hablocks of an overpopulated hive world, or the villages of a feral world, and the different tactics needed to police them. Arbitrators often tap local Vox networks, develop networks of spies and informants, and even infiltrate suspected organizations to snare the lawless in surgical strikes, where their superior weaponry and training can prevail over larger forces. Such investigations require long hours of dedicated detective work, patience, and cunning to root out violations of imperial law amidst the myriad other offenses against lesser authorities. Their lives are often at risk, and not just from their obvious criminal quarry. During the course of the investigation, all manners of things might come out, including the secrets of powerful individuals. In these cases, arbitrators can face more danger from a supposedly loyal ally than scum they pursue. And those were 40 facts on the Adeptus Arbites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you guys use. By sharing this video with your friends, you are spreading the rule of the Imperium, and you are venerating the Emperor of Mankind. So unless you are a heretic, share this video with your friends. The Adeptus Arbites is an awesome character. Of course, it's a copy of Judge Dredd. Still have not seen the movie, the latest movie. Well, I haven't seen the old movie either. I never watched it when it came out in theaters, and it's not on any streaming network. So I've checked Netflix, Hulu, HBO, and it's not there. If you guys know of any place where it's streaming, let me know. Unfortunately, I can't watch this. Like, I can't just go to a Redbox and rent the movie, the Judge Dredd movie, just because I don't have a DVD player. I mean, who has a DVD player anymore? Most people use their console for that purpose, but I don't. Well, I do have a gaming console, but they're locked up because I know if I bring them out, it's just gonna drain all of my time and I won't be able to do anything. So I haven't checked out the movie yet. But I love the fact that that Games Workshop just brings in different sci-fi tropes and different sci-fi archetypal characters into the grimdark universe of Warhammer 40K, and usually they make it better. With the Judge Dredd, I don't think that much changed, just because Judge Dredd itself was already kind of grim dark. If you think about it, it was just a police officer that doesn't care about safety. He just wants to kill and solve problems. Again, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not too sure, but based on what people say about the movie, they do say that he's just one of those characters of kicking down doors, killing a ton of innocent people, capturing the bad guy, and then he is like the hero just because he's done that. So that fits perfectly within the Warhammer 40K world, because in the Warhammer 40K world, the individual citizen means nothing. It is all about the Imperium. But I love that GW does that. I love that GW brings in characters from different universes and gives them their own twist, kind of like what HeroClix does, but HeroClix actually gives them, like, or lets you use the name, so it'd be like Superman versus Spider-Man, Halo versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and whatnot. Games Workshop does that in a little different way, where like they bring in things into 40K and they just call it space whatever. So it's like space Gundams. So that's the Tau. Those are your fish people. Those are your giant suits and whatnot. And then like space elves, space orcs, bring in fantasy into the sci-fi universe of Warhammer 40K, and then they give it a grimdark twist. Even the Tyranids. The Tyranids are basically the arachnid trope of like other sci-fi elements from the past. I do believe that Games Workshop did a way better job of creating the Tyranids as the bad guys, or the apex predator of the sci-fi future. The fact that they're coming from a different galaxy, the fact that they're everything is biological, so their ships are just giant living organisms floating in the sky. Absolutely amazing. So GW has done really well at turning certain sci-fi tropes into like just amazing races. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are enjoying the daily posts every 12 hours. it's because of our patrons. If you guys want to support us, don't forget to jump on over to Patreon. It's a simple $1 a month. It helps us create more videos like you have seen. And again, if you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it helps out the channel tremendously. So again, put your suggestions down in the comment section below. I'm building a catalog of all of your suggestions, and I'm going to start going back and redoing some of the old lore videos. I know a lot of you guys have been commenting that our visuals and the sound has improved. So you guys want to see old videos come back. So I'm going to be doing that pretty soon. If you have any suggestions for old videos that you guys would like us to do, don't hesitate to comment down below. And yes, the Bad App War will be finished at some point. But thanks for everything, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.